Welcome back, Chiefs Kingdom. It appears that the Reaper Mahomes has a new target to go and get things done with. Got the announcement this afternoon and hit social media before anything. So want to make sure that got this out to you guys. I happen to be right in the studio when it happened. So I'm going to share with you what we saw and what we're going to see. And that is that JuJu Smith-Schuster announced it himself. In roundabout ways, didn't say it exactly. I just got off the phone to try to confirm this, and it's not 100%, but I have 90% certainty here that this is done or is about to be done. What that means, a couple of things. A, the Chiefs now have another weapon, a guy that they can line up at the X, they can line up in the slot, they can be the true number two. And allow McCole Hardman to maintain his kind of number three role, like home run hitter kind of role. It also, I think, will provide a little fire for McCole as well. But it also means that the Mahomes roster bonus maneuvering has been completed. Otherwise, they wouldn't have room to do this. So I think this says a lot that we're going to start to see the reins loosen up for the Kansas City Chiefs. I know you guys have been waiting. I know you're frustrated. I totally understand that. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and the sub. Make sure you get subbed and hit the notification bell, because I'll have something here, commentary later on the quarterback situation around the league, but any news that comes, this is how we do it, so you get the notifications through YouTube. This is one of the things that's been rumored for quite a while. They had a very long talk last offseason that didn't quite get it done, resulted in JuJu going back to Pittsburgh, but now you get him. And this wasn't the $15 million kind of annual salary that you saw Allen Robinson get. I expect it to be very similar to last year, which was right around 8. Might be a little bit more inflated because time goes by, prices go up, that kind of thing. But I'm very interested to see what you guys think. If you want to get, I see a super chat already. If you guys want to get in on it, let's go. Hit me with the super chats and we'll get you on here. And New Punk said McCaffrey and JuJu. If you get defensive ends, it's officially kick off their revenge tour. Yeah, McCaffrey, I don't know, is in the cards. We'll see that eventually, I think, come to pass in a different way. But getting the secondary receiver to help take some of the coverage away from Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill is definitely what they need. Now, I don't know that they're done either. And I don't just mean in free agency. I mean at the wide receiver spot. There's definitely a draft pick in their future. I think that's a must-have. And there are some other, I think, lower-level wide receiver free agents that they can go get. Now, it's unfortunate they lost Byron Pringle. Kudos to Ryan Poles and the Bears organization. Ian Cunningham, I know you guys were looking at him, so cheers, you got that done. There are more options for the Chiefs to come back now that they have a starting trio. And that's really what they need at the wide receiver spot, that takes a little bit of pressure off of Travis, allows him to go a little bit farther in terms of depth into the season. So, New Punk, appreciate the support and the super chat very much. Let's see what else you guys have to say here. I think you're going to look at a veteran tackle. I think that's what it's going to come down to, is somebody that is going to fill in that space until Lucas Niang can be healthy. Now, they signed Andrew Wiley to do that. They certainly could just roll with it that way. That's perfectly acceptable. If I have my druthers, I think they still want to bolster that. Somebody that can play both sides, because while Wiley can fill in until Niang is healthy at right tackle, putting him on the left side in a pinch, if Orlando had to miss a game, that's problematic. So I think you still need to get a true swing tackle that can go back to the other side. I see a lot of you guys pretty happy about this. I don't blame you. And that's a fair point then, Darius. I think JuJu as the number 2 is his best role, but it's significant enough that he can pull coverage away from the other stars. And that's what the team needs the most. Now, is there edge out there still? Yes. A little bit more questionable at this point. You guys heard me talk about Von Miller. He got way more than even I expected. So that was clearly something out in left field. But there are still options out there. Chris Clark did a good rundown over on his new Twitter account, Chiefs Corner. That's at Chiefs Corner, of everybody available right now. So we'll probably run that down either later tonight or on Monday and go through that, because it's always changing, and it's changed more today, to tell you the truth. Let's see. According to Field Yates, he's getting a 1-year, $10.75 deal. That's actually quite a bit more than we talked about last year. The question will be in the structure of it. My guess is if it's just a 1 year, it's probably a lower base and there are incentives tied to it in order to get to that 10.75. That would be a little bit harder to do. Good question, Dre. I think this probably takes Jarvis out of the mix because that's a lot of money to put in there. It also, along with the Holmes restructure, it also means they've likely gotten very close to a Tyreek Hill extension because you have to know those numbers. If you're signing somebody else at the position, it generally helps to have that straightened out. So I expect more on that today. It's Friday, so the Chiefs always drop news on Friday when everybody's kind of done for the week. They usually catch me off guard, so I'm glad that we got this done. New Punk, thoughts on the current O-line? Anything they need to add on, especially considering the new defensive signings in the West? Yeah, I mean, I still feel like the organization feels like Lucas Niang is still the right tackle of the future. The injury is the problem. So a temporary veteran to stand in for him, if it's not Andrew Wiley, or a swing like left tackle backup type. I feel like the interior is pretty good. They lost Blythe, so that was probably their primary interior backup. They still should be able to get, I think Allegretti's still under contract. If not, I would expect him to be back very quickly. And that will probably solidify you. They don't need the 10 guys capable of starting that they had last offseason going into this season. They need 8, and they need to carry 8. I think that's what you're going to see. Now, will there be ripple effects? Yes. We'll have to see how that goes, but appreciate the support, New Punk. Thanks for the super chat. I'm glad you guys are here. FLDB, what do you got? I think people are going to look past a couple of years for JuJu and not realize that he had been throwing. And that's exactly it. Anybody who has a subpar quarterback or an offense that is too focused on any one direction, including the guy that we're talking about, it definitely has a negative effect. So you do have to keep that in mind. A lot of people asking about Julio. I'm not sure Julio is what you want right now. I think the Titans feel pretty burnt by him. I don't know if that would really be something I'd go ask for. Ash Schwartz to come back for 1 year if he's healthy. I just saw Jeff Schwartz at a conference, a week ago, 10 days ago. And he's not put that kind of weight back on. I don't think Jeff is anywhere. I'm sorry, Jeff. Dang, Mitch. I don't think he's back to his playing weight. So I wouldn't say that he's there yet. But yes, I mean, when he's ready, I'm certainly happy to have him back. And I think he would want to come back as well. Let's see. Brett, do you think the addition that we could open up the playbook with no limits? What do you think? I think JuJu's capable of doing everything that the Chiefs need him to do. I will put it that way. The only thing that I will say is the jump ball kind of thing. There's still room in the offense for that outside of Jody Fortson and Travis Kelce. So I think a wide receiver jump ball type target could still work here, a la Watson, like Brian's talking about. Thank you, Brian. Wrong Watson. I'm thinking Christian Watson in the draft, but yeah, so I'll address that probably in another video here in another hour or two as I wrap up my workday as well. Yep. Just be patient. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate your support and your patience leading the way and all the attention that you've been giving us here at the channel. We're working our butts off. The draft guide's coming. If you guys haven't seen the Matrix yet, the Athletic Matrix is out at Rogue APC, and I have a code for you. Let me pull that up. Go to rogueapc.com and use the code RGR22AM, and you'll get a big discount off of the cost of the Athletic Matrix. And that's the top athletes at every position in this draft. I've been working my tail off on that. Dan and a couple of our other contributors are working on the film grades. I am as well. We're going to have the draft guide ready for you. All that comes after this crazy free agency period, which I don't think the Chiefs are done in. So be prepared to see a little bit more. But again, thank you, Chad. I didn't mean to take you down there. Very much appreciated. Mr. Green Beans, you don't know about this one? Are you not happy with the fit, or are you worried about the production from last year in Pittsburgh? I can understand why I'd be a little hesitant. I would put most of it on the quarterback myself, but I'm sure that there's an argument to be had there. Trading back in the second to take an edge and wide receiver because JuJu is only here for 1 year. James, I think it's a temporary, but yes, definitely still need a receiver in the draft. I don't think this changes anything. And if they add another acquisition, I don't think it changes anything. Still need younger, draftable wide receivers there. I think it just might be not a top 100 at this point. Patrick Peterson, interested in KC. Any chance for him to sign up? I haven't heard anything from Patrick himself or his representation. If he is, great. interested, but you got to know the lay of the land. There's not a lot of money to go around, so he's going to have to play for a contract that is commensurate with that and look at the incentive route. Low base, high incentive. If he makes it great, you deal with that after the fact, after the cap goes up. That's the way. Chris Clark has started Chiefs Corner. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. It's on his Substack, and you can see it on his channel. It's all cap related. Like, that's what he does the best. He's got all the rundowns for the scenarios there, and I'm sure he'd be happy to take a look at some of the scenarios you'd like to see as well. Brian, I don't think that there was commonality in interest in a 3-year. That's my guess. It was a 1-year last year. It's a 1-year this year. Juju's looking to rehabilitate his reputation, like Delmont was looking before, about a little hesitation about his performance of late. So he wants to boost his output, get his production back up, and then he can go sign a big contract. This is pretty sizable, but I think with everything you saw today with the quarterbacks, all the edge rusher contracts, this is the new norm. 10.75 is what $7 million was a season ago or 2 seasons ago. And it's only going to get worse as everything skyrockets with the new money coming into the league. So yes, it feels like shell shock a little bit, but I think that's the general inflation of the contracts in the NFL. And quite frankly, the CBA has a bigger chunk for the players as well. So we need to lay that into our expectations for these dollar amounts. Again, a lot of that is backloaded, never to be seen money. The only thing that really hit me today is the Watson deal. I'll do a video on that here coming up a little bit later, maybe in another hour or so. What's your number one draft need now, edge or corner? For me, it's still edge. And it is definitely something worth trading up for. David Ojabo got hurt today at his pro day. That drops him down. Does it drop him to 30? I don't know. I'm going to take a look, and I'll probably do a short video on that here tonight or tomorrow morning as well. So I know it's the weekend and everything. I don't usually do a ton of content on the weekends because I try to get away and relax. I have to get ready to move as well. So I got a lot going on. I'll try to get some of those out for you. But Adam, thank you much for your support. And I agree with you. Wide receiver can be day 2. If not, 3rd round at this point. And I do like some of the guys that will be there. Let's see. Anybody else? I want to make sure I get all the super chatters. Jamie Boyd, that's one of the things that I'm trying to get more traction on in terms of talking to people who actually know anything. Right now, it's pure speculation on my part. So I think it could be had. I think we have to look at production, though, and why it hasn't been up to par lately and why they might want to move away from him. So I think part of it is a big contract wish from Hunter as well. So you got to bake that into the concept. And maybe that's not the great, but hey, we're going to find out. Trying to see if we have any other confirmation coming out. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So yeah, within the hour, I'll have something else up. So come back here. I'll try to do it live. If not, I'll get it posted so you guys can react and get in the chat live. Let's see. Michael, thank you. Appreciate you for being here. I can't do any of this if you guys don't watch. So I appreciate you guys very much. You run this channel. I'm just the delivery boy. Let's see. Why would Hill walk now? He won't. My guess is it's done in principle and they haven't announced it yet. That's my thought, but I could be wrong. You never know. Yeah, agreed. He should be ready whip. So that's where they are now. Mahomes has a new weapon. They can continue to progress the offense. Matt Nagy is back. I expect a little bit more creativity there. We're going to see what else they get done. Could be tonight. Kemper is asking about Za'Darius. I understand that they are interested in Za'Darius. I am concerned about the back. There are some other questions floating around that I don't have confirmed yet, but I will say that there are some other concerns with Za'Darius Smith. It may not just have been his choice. May have been some other deals going on. Let's see. Does Veach reach way up or way up is the question. Like with Ojabo getting hurt today, that drops him. Probably drops him out of the 15. So if you have to go up to 20, I don't call that going way up. I think you can get that done for a 4th or a 3rd, something like that. Like it's not costing you copious amounts of draft capital. So that's my thought. Let's see. Wide receiver rise for me, size, strength, speed at slot, outside the numbers. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely. There's a number of guys that can run out of the slot in this draft. I love Khalil Shakur. He's one of my favorite slot guys. I love Jareth Stearns. He's like a mighty mouse. He's not the size you like, but he's got the build. Like he's built like Steve Smith, but he's smaller. He has decent speed. He's got the strength. He runs primarily out of the slot. There's a lot of slot options on round 3 through 5. Kyle Phillips is another one that everybody should watch out for. If you haven't seen him from UCLA, give him a look real quick. Plenty out there in the draft. Mike Sweden, cheers. Thank you for the support. Very, very much appreciate that. I have no idea what time it is in Sweden right now, but I know you're living there. So cheers to you, my friend. Thank you very much. I'm always keeping tabs on stuff. When I'm able to do stuff like this, I love it. So, hey, yeah, I got a lot of questions about my take on Fletcher Cox on Locked On Chiefs the other day. Yes, has he had a couple of down seasons? Sure. But come in, go for a ring. That'll bring the best out of anybody. And especially if it's a short-term contract, you could maybe have that contract year kind of looming out there as well. You put Fletcher Cox next to Chris Jones, even though Cox is maybe only 90% of what he was 3 seasons ago, that's still the best interior duo at tackle in the NFL. So that's hands down. So I still would explore that. Sounds like he's willing to go back to Philly. Sounds like it might have been a premeditated maneuver. But there's an Andy connection there. Andy and Brett Veach drafted him into Philly. So I still think there's a way. And I like that. If you can't get edge in free agency, go get tackle. Pass rushing tackle in free agency is, that's a game changer in my opinion. So let's see. Okay, it's 10 o'clock in Sweden. Well, I'm glad we caught you when you're up. So that's great. Let's see. Anybody else? Yeah, the TikTok thing is a problem. I hear you. It's been a distraction. I think if you're now on a Super Bowl contending team, TikTok's a thing of the past. I'm guessing there was a conversation about that to go along with the Jackson Mahomes BS. So let's get off of TikTok, everybody. I think that's something that probably the whole organization can embrace. And if they don't, I'll just say it now, Juju. Get off TikTok. And Hefe, thank you very much. If you guys would hit the thumbs up. If you don't know me yet, I'm Ryan. This is Ryan Going Rogue. That's RGR. And I do everything around the draft, the NFL, and particularly the Chiefs, mostly Chiefs. But I hit it all. And the draft is going to be a big season. So sub as well. And make sure that you hit the notification bell. That's going to be great. Jamie, there's not a whole lot left on the market right now. I was even considering Logan Ryan, but looks like he's going to the Bucks. At least last I looked. I'll take a look at that. I'm going to get back to you guys on the quarterback situation and what that's doing around the league and just how good Mahomes' contract looks right now. We're going to talk about that here in about an hour, but I got to get a couple other things done and I got to confirm a couple of things real quick. So thank you for being with me here. Check back in an hour or two and we'll have a whole different conversation. Last super chat, want to get this. With Cox, he could stunt like crazy. Absolutely. He and Chris can run circles around interior threes all over the league. Like it would be crazy. Like I'm salivating a little bit having that up front. So let's get her done. Should be back in an hour or two. You guys be back here too. Thanks for being here right now. And any other updates, I'll get them for you. Have a good one. I'll talk to you next.